everybody. I am Ruler, joined by Snips. Today we have some nice Walker gameplay for you. Death Dealers versus Mystic Sea Serpents. How are we doing, Snips?
We are doing pretty good. Excited to get into this game. So far, so good on the picks and bans. Morgan Le Fay coming out for the side of Death Dealers, Chernobog on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents. Both normal bans, and now we see a Thor coming out. So far, so ordinary.
Yeah, definitely just ordinary bans. Morgan Le Fay, one that you don't see necessarily every game, but again, just really strong gods coming out all together. Athena locked in. 3 out of 5 semi-global ultimates already banned out. Guess you could put another one on there, Neath, but probably not going to see that again.
Probably not, but we do see another semi-global get taken out in the form of Thanatos. I feel like right now semi-global, all global is just the name of the game, and the more you have on your team, it's almost like setting yourself up for more and more success as you get later into the game. Being able to split push with a Chernobog, or being able to, come into a fight from 10 miles away. So I understand those bans. We are seeing the picks come through now. Mama on the side of the Death Dealers, really great jungler right now. That dash is so insane. Being able to do damage without taking any at the same time. It's always a crazy mechanic in Smite. So it's even crazier seeing that on a jungle. Sun Wukong and Medusa coming out on the side of Mystic Sea Serpent. Sun Wukong, probably one of the top warriors right now if you are going to play a warrior in the solo lane. Medusa is kind of an interesting one. I haven't seen her played too much so far in Walkers or in Canes, but she does provide some good power. Her auto attacks with her stem can do a lot of damage. Her ultimate obviously is a team fight ultimate, which can be very crucial, especially on a hunter. So we'll just have to see how they're able to pilot it.
Yeah, definitely Medusa, one of those divisive picks. Really annoying to deal with the venom spray, with the with the petrify, but definitely easy enough to gank. The dash easily blockable. Might not even be able to dash, as we see the Poseidon locked in, as well as an Izanami. So a lot of early gods. Poseidon and Izanami really strong early. Mammon kind of needs that time to scale, so I'm liking the dynamic there. And we
For
see
sure.
Thoth.
Yeah, Toth coming out on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents. Really good pickup, I think. I don't see a lot of people playing him, but he's just such an oppressive god if you know where to set up his wall, if you're able to keep yourself relatively safe. Probably why they were banning out a lot of those globals, giving Toth more options to get away from situations. And then, of course, the Judgment coming out just is literally a one-shot ability at the 30-minute mark. So could be seeing some insane, zero to hero moments, or we could just see a fire giant slip out of the hands of the Death Dealers.
Yeah,
Final bands coming out.
certainly could use that to go ahead and grab a secure, possibly a steal. We see the last of the semi-global assassins banned out, not having anyone rain from the skies. Along with that, we see a Ganesha, a Geb, and a Hercules. A lot of those just high CC frontliners. Can't be too upset with that.
Not at all. Hercules actually is kind of an insane pick in the solo lane, just because when you get to those team fight moments, who's killing a Herc if you're not 5 strong? I don't think anybody. And so Herc being able to jump into the backline and cause mass confusion would have been pretty upsetting. I can see why they ban it. Hunbats coming out for Mystic Sea Serpents. Fear No Evil, an insane ultimate. Controversially, one of the best ultimates in the game if you know how to use it. Just being able to literally say you're going to walk into a wall for 3 seconds straight to the whole team of 5 can be so impactful. So we'll just have to see how the Hunbats is able to play it. Sobek and Mulan coming out for the Death Dealers.
Yeah, Sobek, Mulan, 2 poles, along with Mammon and Poseidon. That is a scary team to deal with. You get plucked and then you take your whole health bar. And we see the Emoja round off this draft, and again another one of those really strong team fight picks. Which one of these teams are you favoriting?
So I think Mystic Sea Serpents probably have an easier team to pilot. You just have a lot more AoE abilities. You have a lot more team fight abilities coming out. Medusa ult, Fear No Evil. The crashing waves coming out from Umoja. And then of course Toth just being able to rain, ones and ultimates over the wall. So I think that they have a way more like, hey, we want to play to the 25-minute mark, the 30-minute mark. We want to get all of our items online, and then we want to meet you at a fire giant and fight you. On the Death Dealer side, though, we're seeing a lot of single target. If we pick you out, you're dead. You're just gone. You're not going to get away from us. You have a Sobek pluck, a Mulan grab, Mama with built-in CC on her one and her ultimate. Just a ton of avenues for them to just decide that the Toth is going to die or Medusa is going to die. So we'll just have to see. But, first glances, I'm giving it to the Mystic Sea Serpents right now.
I definitely think that that's valid. A lot of these games we see going on to that, 30, 35, even 45-minute point where you're really starting to see, the team fights matter a little bit more. So I definitely think, the pick versus team fight comps are really going to be, different and tough to deal with.
For sure. I also think it's going to come down to comfort picks. Itsunami is a super big comfort pick for Frank, probably one of his top ADCs. Right behind like Chernobog, Apollo comes to mind for the split pushing values that they give. So definitely it could be scary for Fiery Lobster on this Medusa just because, when you really know you're God, you know you're God. You know the limitations, you know how much damage you can take, you know what kind of trades you can take. So it's really going to come down to, I think, a lot of these comfort picks. Again, an instance would be Frank on the Itsunami, but I've seen the Alligator come out for them. Tech is a really good Poseidon. Jungle Scrub on the Mama. Like, just picks that these members of the team know how to play. So I do think that there is a little bit of meta, of course, in Smite. I also think that if you know the god that you're playing, you're just going to do very well, especially in Frank's retirement home, where we all come
definitely.
to be washed.
The lower levels always have the most interesting metas.
For sure.
Opinion. You always see wacky things that you would never see in the SPL, but yeah, we come in just a little bit differently into the game. We're looking for different things down here. No pro players allowed, so we'll be getting into this game shortly. Looks like we might be getting right into the action in just a minute. Yeah, definitely going to be a nice, exciting game. I'd love to see Death Dealers just get off to a big start. Looks like, yeah, nice quick start indeed. Already clearing up these first waves or so before we get on into this. Looking to be in a little bit of danger. A lot of damage comes out. Shell is forced. Good damage again. This Sobek Izanami lane is so potent in the early game. Just a single pluck could spell disaster. It could spell half your health bar. Yeah, that was half of Medusa's health bar, maybe even 3/4. You got plucked. Good job, good job. Ooh, not quite able to get the first blood is Frank on the Izanami. I see Lobster getting out just a little bit. Beastly McGrizzle stealing the emoji kill from his ADC, going to be the first one on the board. Tectonics, however, falling quickly after. And this game is going to start off 1-for-1. Hold that thought. H. Diddy picking up a solo kill on Likely Throne. And this is one of the most action-packed games we've seen in a while. Ooh, Jungle Scrub a little bit too confident. Kaiba nearly dies to the minions, but just not quite able to get there. Yeah, just coming out good. Honestly, just a really action-packed game. Already 2-2, no real differences. We just see Death Dealers about 300 gold up just because they got that first blood bounty. So no real differences coming out yet.
Yeah, I always feel like first blood bounty is more of like a mental gain than a gold gain, right? Like you get a little bit of momentum to start out. But the gold's always nice, right? About 300 or 400 gold in your pocket is never something to scoff at, especially in the early game where going back and getting that tier 2 item faster than your opponent, or maybe completed item before your opponent. But I'm going to hold off on that as we see maybe a potential gank coming in.
Kaiba is looking for this gank over here. Jungle Scrub picks one up on the other side of the map. Izanami in a little bit of a tough spot here. Takes a little bit of damage, but is able to get the dash off. Sobek going to be able to walk out of there. Unfortunately, Hunbots isn't level 5, doesn't have that ult to throw down, so not going to quite get what he wants on that, but a good invade on this purple could get themselves a pretty good lead in that lane. Other side, though, we see Mom and Brigitte stealing out the blue, looking to be a little afraid of the Sun Wukong. He's just going to go ahead, clear that camp back up, not worry too much about chasing the magical jungler.
Yeah, both junglers doing a very good job of trying to get something even after nothing. I mean, on the side of Maman, almost getting outdone by the PvE side of Smite, is able to get away there, but able to secure the blue after the kill in solo lane is really good for the Mama, and for the Hunbats, wasn't able to pick up the tsunami, was able to steal the purple though. So good fights coming in. Sobek Pluck coming out, but I think that's gonna be although they're just gonna keep swinging at each other, but it's fine. As we
this is going to be an action-packed duo lane. Izanami versus Medusa. What like more hunter brain could you come up with? Those are just two guys that are just going to just be pelting each other with autos all game.
Yeah, both gods kind of wanting to, hunker down and start auto attacking each other. Both have kind of that one line ability, but once it goes on cooldown, you're just throwing hooks at each other until one of you dies.
Ooh, Yamoja in a really tough spot here. No Omi. Shell already popped. Sobek again grabs that kill in the duo lane, brings himself up to 2-0. Savashine, unfortunately, on the receiving end for both of those kills. And Frank going to go ahead and pick up Feisty Lobster. Hold that thought, though. Poseidon in a little bit of a grim spot. Unfortunately, the final judgment does not land, and Tectonics is able to just barely escape with his life.
Good beads on the side of Tech, being able to get out of that Fear No Evil just in time. Like you said, missing out on that judgment would be the Toth. Good job for Death Dealers though in the duo side. Sobek actually does a considerable amount of damage, especially in the early game, 200 or 300. So on a tank, when you get low, you're kind of betting on the fact that the autos that are coming out from the ADC are not that strong, but Sobek ult will pick it up, and right after will fall the Medusa, I do believe, to the tsunami. So good job to the Death Dealers being able to clean up on the left side, kind of getting some early pressure for them.
Yeah, early pressure is something we're seeing from this Mulan, just absolutely dominating this lane right now, using the passive of those masteries to get herself a lot more powerful than the Sun Wukong is. And yeah, this Izanami certainly having a good laning phase. Finally gets herself on the board. It is stacking before this Medusa, so going to see a pretty significant power spike coming out with that.
Definitely something you want to see if it's your ADC that's stacking before the other one. Just the faster you can get on the line, the faster you can have your gooseberries, your devos stacked, just the more damage you're going to do. And that flat pen that you won't receive from nice pluck coming out from the Sobek, though.
Yeah, Beastly certainly hitting those plucks, making sure everybody knows why he was picked. Great Kraken hits too. Hunbot's in a bit of trouble. Great River's Rebuke going to get him out of danger. Just kidding. Beastly McGrizzle on a killing spree. Picks up his third of the game. And it looks like he's going to be able to get out scot-free. Final Judgment just barely off the mark. Not going to take this support off the map quite yet.
Yeah, really good chase down actually coming out from the Sobek, just getting into that ultimate and being able to walk you down. You get slowed while you're in his field, so I think that's what really did in. Kaiba at the end just was not able to get farther underneath the tower, and it is a tank. So being able to just soak up tower shots as he kind of walks out, like you said, Scott, free. Really good early game coming out from the side of Death Dealers, kind of just being able to find those early kills. No objective yet for any team, but the pressure that's kind of building in each lane is going the way of Death Dealers right now.
Yeah, Death Dealer's already off to this quick 4,000 gold mark, sitting just at a nice little lead, and they have a decent lead in solo. They're a little bit up in duo. Their mid 3v3 is doing a little bit better, so I'm excited to see how they're able to kind of transform this lead because, like we were talking about, they're a little bit more early focused than the Mystic Sea Serpents. Mystic Sea Serpents scale a little bit better. Mulan is a real early game god. Izanami pretty early game. Sobek pretty early game. So I'm excited to see how they're able to kind of change into this mid game if they're able to keep up that pace.
For sure. Crazy. A couple ults being traded in the solo lane. Don't think it's going to go Death Dealer's way, though.
It just might, as we see Mulan getting out with no health. Brigitte picks up the Hunbots underneath the tower. Cudgel not on the mark. Unfortunate bird stance. Probably looking for the tiger there. Not going to be able to find anything there, and that is just so unfortunate. Mulan at such low health, but with her 2 and her soul leader just barely sustains through it. Medusa at about 1 health. Unfortunately, Izanami can't chase, doesn't have the mana for a dash, and that is going to be a close fight in the duo lane, but not a kill for either member.
Yeah, lots of blows being traded on the right side, but as you said, Death Dealers actually do come out on top. Somehow, Diddy is just able to get away from that crazy pair of ultimates coming out on the side from Kaiba and from Likely Throne, and Maman was able to clean up on it. So really good positioning on the side of Death Dealers, just making sure they know where they need to be. As we were talking about, a very early team, right? Like Mulan, Itsunami, even Poseidon likes to get kills early. So it really goes in their favor the more they're able to do in this early game. The more lead they're able to secure themselves now means that even though the Mystic Sea Serpents have, I would say, maybe more of a scaling team, if you get to 30 minutes and you still don't have any gold in your pocket, can you scale? Probably not. So we'll just have to keep watching. But good job to the Death Dealers. Nice pluck coming out from Sobek.
More than that, Brigitte on this Medusa uses the ult, is going to be able to secure that kill, and that is just a good pick. Kaiba Boy also dies diving for Frank, gets the trade, but not sure if that's worth it. I really want my thoughts to be scaling instead of trading.
Yeah, especially at the 10-minute mark, you really hate to see a jungler get traded right now. When you start to hit the 30-minute mark and you're able to get that ADC, the battery of the team, or you're able to get the mid laner, then the trade becomes a little bit better. You are doing your job. You're assassinating the carry and then losing your life for it. That's kind of what's expected. But at the 10-minute mark, it's tough when you go in for that dive and you use everything, including the Fear No Evil, super long cooldown right now at this early stage of the game, and you're unable to get it.
Does have that 30% cooldown. Mulan looking for a little bit of aggression, just absolutely pushing this monstrous 3.5 level lead. So going to have to be keeping an eye on H Diddy over there on the Mulan. Looking like Kaiba Boy might be in a little bit of danger here. Sobek looking for some action. River's Rebuke dropped, trying to get some peel. Other side, Likely Throne just having a tough time with this Mulan, putting out so much damage. Has the fully stacked Soul Leader, has the breastplate of regrowth to the Sun Wukong's half stacked Soul Leader. On the other end of this fight, though, Lord Poseidon going to grab a solo kill onto Tectonics. Good Fear No Evil comes out, just not quite enough to get any kills. Shell comes out. Will anybody fall? Lord Poseidon grabs one. Hunbots with a great monkey teleport. Gets himself out just momentarily, though. H Diddy is here, and he is out for blood. Triple kill on the board. Sun Wukong looking low. Could this be a quadra? And no. Able to get into the cloud. Is Likely Throne going to be able to survive that?
Yeah, crazy back-to-back blows coming out from both teams, just trying to look for whatever they can. Mystic Sea Serpents kind of look like they didn't know how to enter the fight. Mulan pushed out the Sun Wukong on one side. Toth does find Tech in the mid lane while this is all happening, but when everyone tries to regroup, there's just better health bars on the side of Death Dealers. So it does kind of go their way as I look at this Gold Fury.
Yeah, Diddy just so massive, gets a ton done. Death Dealer is able to secure that out, going to use that Poseidon ult. no real problem. They're not looking for too much of a fight after that with those health bars. And it looks like we're just gonna go back to farming. Hunbot's getting a little risky there. A single pull from Mulan could be death at this point. Level 13, little scary, a lot scary.
A lot scary indeed. We do come back to this neutral state, everyone kind of going back to their lanes, but it's a lot different when you look at gold and XP. Now up almost 8k is the death dealers, 6k when it comes to XP for the death dealers. So really good engages in this last 5 minutes to also secure an objective at the tail end of there. There's really good plays. Right now, I want to see Mystic Sea Serpents kind of rotate a little bit better, kind of decide how they want to, play these fights. Mulan is very scary right now. So being able to kind of stack up and use those CC chains that they already have in place, right? Fear No Evil can do a lot. Sun Wukong with his tiger form, able to kind of grab you. Toth stun that is also doubles as a dash. So there is some good CC opportunities to allow themselves to still, maybe potentially step up to maybe steal a pyro or potentially get a pick if someone's not where they should be. So they're definitely not out of it yet, but the alarm bells are going off.
Yeah, definitely going to need to see a couple of swap ups coming from the Sea Serpents. Death Dealers certainly have a commanding presence on this map. Might be losing their tower, but they're not losing out on any farm. And honestly, I'd love to just see some more ward vision. That's really the difference I'm seeing right now. I don't think I see any red wards on the map. No, I see one over there in solo.
Yeah, we definitely want to see a couple more wards. Definitely more coverage on the side of Death Dealers. Some wards in left to try to pick out that Medusa or a jungler coming over. You have wards in right around the Pyro and even next to the blue buff on the side of Mystic Sea Serpent. So really want to see some more wards come out from MSS. Really want to see them kind of, plan out a little bit more what's going to happen in the next, 3 to 5 minutes. Right now, Mulan at level 15, 4 levels on the opponent. Just kind of running away with it. We just gotta wait and see if Missing Sea Servants can maybe pull something as they are kind of getting chased out. Pyro being taken by Death Dealers, I think for free, maybe not. Hunbats is coming in.
Mystic Sea Serpent is able to steal it out. Thoth grabbing that one from the mid lane. Going to be able to get himself out too. Great Hunbot's ult comes out. Frank unfortunately going to pick up Kai before anybody dies. BC McGriddle grabbing a second, and what looked like a good steal and escape turns into a nightmare. Petrify used, going to force beads off of Frank. Will it be enough? Dash not quite going to get the stun that they want. Kraken is used. H Diddy picking up a solo kill over in the solo lane. Medusa gets plucked back. A good blocked dash could spell disaster. Unfortunately, able to maneuver around the Sobek, around the Whirlpool, gets out with their life, but that is 2 for none. They do grab the Pyro, but is it worth it?
Definitely don't think it's worth it. I see what Humbats tried to do there. Kaiba had Maman in him and decided to take her to the team, doing a coin flip, was almost able to burst the Maman down, but was not quite able to, and 2 people fall in the attempt because as soon as Maman came out, she ulted, dumped her entire kit, and then ran away and was able to do so. Unfortunately, was not able to pick up that kill is the Mystic Sea Serpents. So you do get the Pyro. You are taking away the bomb pressure. You are taking away, maybe a T2 tower following earlier than it should have. So, obviously not the perfect ending that Mystic Sea Serpents wanted for that play, but not too bad either.
Yeah, not the perfect situation. Frank looking for a little bit of something here. Going to back off after he sees the Emoja. Not going to risk his life too much. Could get caught out by a weird reverse rebuke or something. The Emoja in a little bit of danger. A little bit of counter teaming there. Frank going to pick up that kill though. Medusa on the back foot, looking a little scared. Going to have to go ahead and get themselves under that tower. And it looks like they might just go ahead, go back towards that Gold Fury. But Kaiba Boy has a good angle into the back of this fight. Is he going to be able to set up for what his team wants? Poseidon forced to use the beads Aegis Sobek there to give him a little bit of backup. Mammon looking for more, going to force beads off of Hunbots. He is going to be able to get himself out, but that should be a free Gold Fury for the Death Dealers.
Yeah, Fear No Evil was used to try to pick up Poseidon, wasn't able to do so, and now don't have the ability to come back up. But we do see the Medusa in the wings. Mulan's behind her. Mamon's behind her.
Good pluck, going to keep her in the air as they secure that out. Feisty Lobster loses his life for the steal attempt. Death Dealers again commanding the map, going to look to grab this beacon, and this has just been a great game from Death Dealers. But how are we feeling about builds? Let's take a look at them.
Builds are a little interesting. So on the sides of the ADC, we do see a Devos into Aussie coming out on the side of Frank. And then, a little bit more standard, maybe just items are in different places than I would normally see for Fire Lobster, Devos into the pen, and then into the crit. So a little interesting from both of them. This Sobek, who's building full tank, is 4-0-8 right now. So just running a clinic on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents, just showing them that you should be afraid of support at all times.
Jungle Scrub taking a little bit of poke here. I don't think he's going to be in too much danger. Danger could, however, be for Kaiba Boy. Mammon goes to hit the ult, going to be able to immune out that Fear No Evil. Going to fall first, however, Jungle Scrub taken off the map. However, Double Kraken going to knock up too. So that is still a good fight for the Mystic Sea Serpents. They take a 2-for-1. Yamoja not quite going to be in range to get pulled out here, and just a good fight for Mystic Sea Serpents. They're finally getting the swing of their team fights.
Especially if you're going to lose your ADC, let it be for the tech and for Jungle Scrub. Unfortunately, not knowing where they were, not knowing that they were in a whole bunch of danger, Kyber just gets absolutely surrounded and got in that left side jungle. Almost was a good pick on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents, kind of letting that little tiny lead go now and making it a 2-for-2. But I like what we were seeing. The Mammon came in and the team knew exactly what to do that time, was able to burst down the Mammon and was even able to get tech on the back end of that. I think the Medusa was able to pick it up. So good job for Missing Sea Serpents. Just, don't walk down the wrong neighborhood at 11 o'clock at night is what I would tell Kaiba.
Yeah, just gets a little bit too confident. He's like, all right, we won that fight, no problem, no problem. I'm gonna go get the green buff. Guys, why are they at the green? Guys, falls down there. The other thing I was looking at is this Yamoja having a little bit of trouble stacking those support items up. Prophetic at 12, Thieves at 25. Definitely going to be a good target for the Death Dealers to pick out with their pick comp.
Yeah, Prophetic is, was one of those very top tier items at the start of season 10. We saw a couple nerfs here, a couple nerfs there, and it's still an okay item, but it feels so bad if you're not going to stack it. But I'm going to cut off because they're fighting.
Yeah, and just like just like we were talking about, this Yamoja is just not tanky without those stacks. Going to get picked out pretty quickly. No real danger coming out after that. Mulan has a ton of healing. Sobek has a little bit of healing in his kit. Should be able to just back off here. Medusa in a world of hurt. Frank going to land some nice clean autos. Kraken comes down. That is the end of Likely Throne. Thoth in a little bit of danger. Already uses the beads Aegis. Beast picking up his 5th kill on a rampage. And that is a full tank support. I think there's a reason why he has an achievement related to, I think it's Are You a Tank or something like that? Can't remember
Yeah,
the exact
Sobek
name.
actually has a lot of good damage values on his abilities. They just scale very well as you put points in them. So being able to clean up kills, it's funny, but it does make sense for the Sobek, especially with an ultimate that slows down the entire team and then does a burst of damage as he comes out from under the ground. So just Death Dealer's kind of just running away with this game, able to pick up the Fire Giant now, picking up the T2 in right, kind of resetting themselves up to push another lane, probably down left. That left bird will be the highly sought after one, being the farthest away from the fire giant. Makes it that much easier to set up for the next one if you have to, while they try to deal with those fire waves. So really clean game coming out from Death Dealers. Definitely playing it probably as clinical as you can, as they kind of set up to go into this late game. And as we were talking about before, Death Dealers had the early game comp. They had the comp that if you were to shut them down in the early game, they probably wouldn't come back into this late game. But I think the Medusa is about to get picked out. Aegis gone. Petrify gone. Is going to get some space. I think Mamon's going to let her go, but that's crazy too. Big ability out from Medusa as they set up for the siege, and her Aegis is now down.
Yeah, Medusa, no relics, no ultimate as we look into what could be a Phoenix siege. Still a little early in the game to really go for that too hard, 23 minutes, it's not EFG, you don't have any bombs. It's a hard call to go for those Phoenixes. What's not hard is to look for this mid-tier too. Sobek in a little bit of danger, going to get caught in the River's Rebuke. Tower raining some down. Kaiba looking for a little bit on the back end. Sobek incredibly low, but just not quite dead. That is unfortunate. Great River's Rebuke, but just not enough damage behind it.
Yeah, Sobek's so tanky, especially with his passive. And of course, the fact that he built full tank, it's going to be tough for the team to take him down. And with this Mulan kind of 1v4 pushing them under their own tower to make sure that Sobek gets out. So Sobek actually pretty free, pretty safe there. Pretty good River's Rebuke, as you said, but just not enough. Probably wanted to pick somebody else there. Maybe the Mulan's a little bit less tanky, or one of the carries of the Death Dealers. They're just not able to find that person that they want, or that team fight that they want. They're almost kind of getting in these really rough pick situations before a team fight even starts, which is exactly what Death Dealers want, picking such a dive heavy, we're going to single somebody out and kill them comp.
Yeah, Bede's forced off the Thoth here in the mid lane. H-Diddy putting on an absolute clinic with this Mulan. Going to be pushing down this mid tower, no problem. Umoja just has to sit there and say, no, that's yours, that's yours. I promise, I'm not going to try to take it. Plucked backwards, however, Umoja dies, not quite able to get into that Riptide. Hunbots drops the ult, but he could be in some danger. Falls almost instantly. Kraken is used. That is 3 for none. Sieging forward. Great pluck from Sobek. Unfortunately going to pull Feisty Lobster into tilling Tectonics. And
Yeah,
BC Grizzle might finally fall. First death of the game. It will not be, as he just barely gets the dash out.
Really good fight on the side of Death Dealers. Unfortunately, too many low health bars, and the death of Tech will finally push them back. But what a good fight at the Phoenix. I almost actually had to give it to the Mystic Sea Serpents. Was able to defend the Phoenix, was able to get Fire Giant off of Tech. So not too bad. You do lose 3 members, possibly a 4th.
Oh.
Never mind. Mulan is just going to say, sorry, you stepped up too far, and will pick up Feisty Lobster to make it 4 members going down to save this Phoenix for now.
I mean, even still being able to save a Phoenix, that far behind, you're down an incredible amount of gold, incredible amount of XP, and they're still kicking. They keep their base safe. They keep that Phoenix up at a 15,000 deficit. They're still in this.
For sure. They're definitely still in it. I do want to see a little bit more itemization come out. We're still working on last items before recipes get sold. So we're still working on the builds. So are the Death Dealers, though. Even 15k up, I still see recipes on the sides of the Soul Laner. Actually, all of them right now. Jungle Scrub actually being able to pick up a kill.
Jungle Scrub grabs the first kill of this, going to take out his counterpart in Kaiba Boy. Looks like, they're just going to grab their pick, go walk to this FG, probably take it relatively uncontested, because what are you going to do, walk up to steal it? I'm just gonna hit you with a Sobek pluck and you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Definitely
really
hard to say the Mystic Sea Serpent should push into this. Frenzy Pop, this is falling faster than I even anticipated, but they are so very far ahead of where they should be in the game, going to knock that down nigh instantaneously, just going to take that down. Umoja, a little bit of danger. Unfortunate fuck off the mark, going to get him out of there. And one thing I was looking at is there's no spectrals yet. Double crit hunter, no spectrals.
Spectrals, so, there's kind of like controversy going on right now because Spectrals did get buffed and should buff the team, but I've heard whispers that maybe Spectrals doesn't do anything, right? And so maybe these two support players are also hearing those whispers and just going, we don't need it. Maybe there was a gentleman's agreement. You don't buy Spectrals, I don't buy Spectrals. But you're absolutely right. Double crit hunters, they provide so much damage. They're outputting so much that a potential of Spectrals probably is the call, especially with a 9-1 Itsunami right now. Wind Demon and Deathbringer already online. Could even potentially pick up a third crit item. We'll just have to see with that recipe. Medusa, coming out of nowhere there, is able to split push a little bit, gets a T1, gets a little bit of gold back into the pocket of the Mystic Sea Serpents. Looking for anything that you can right now is a huge boon. The Death Dealers have control of the map. They're picking up every objective right now. So being able to say, hey, they're all in this lane, let's go to this other lane and pick up something. That's really smart. Probably is what's going to keep Mystic Sea Serpents in this game for that much longer while they try to come up with a base defense.
Yeah, definitely still have hope on their base defense. They do still have, the River's Rebuke, the Petrify, the Fear No Evil. They just have so many tools to help them on that siege defense. Sun Wukong not going to have that cloud available. Loses almost his entire health bar. Glad that he gets the CC immunity to, avoid getting plucked, but that takes a lot of safety out of the front line.
Yeah, almost getting got by the Mulan. They are stepping up. River's Rebuke comes out a little early, I would say. Minion Wave hasn't even stepped up yet, but now they're in. Frenzy gets popped.
Frenzy popped, but it's going to be a little bit of a delay. Frank going to take the first death here. Jungle Scrub taking the second. Looks like this Phoenix might not fall. Hunbots looking for tech in the back. Alternate timeline popped. Is it going to help him? Aegis popped as well. Kaiba grabs his second kill of this fight, and they lose the Phoenix, but they grab 3. That is a great trade. That is more than you can really expect when you're, 18,000 down.
Yeah, especially 3 with Fire Giant. Being able to take out all 3 carries is huge, just because they won't be able to push another Phoenix with this fire. They will now have to wait for the next one to come up, I presume. Kind of getting chased out a little bit, but I don't think anyone's going to fall, but maybe Mulan's looking for more.
Yeah, Mulan definitely looking for more. So that going to hit the pluck there. Well, Medusa in a crazy tough spot, going to fall. 6-0 is Beast McChrystal. Says, I have as many kills as my mid and my jungle. I'm not stealing kills, trust me.
Absolutely not. If we look at those damage numbers, he's just outputting 8k. Woof. An insane amount of damage, but is getting the job done for his team. Just saying, hey, I saw them getting out. They were getting out.
Somebody had to kill him.
Someone had to kill him. It's definitely what my support would say. If he's taking kills from me, he's just saying, do better. Kill him faster.
If you just killed him, I wouldn't have been able to.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
It's never the support's fault, is what I'm.
Yeah, we do see 2 Spectrals built on the side of the Mystic Sea Serpents, tired of taking the punishment from Frank, and I can understand that. He's not necessarily at the top of the damage chart, but he's been putting out a lot of meaningful damage in these fights.
Absolutely. Anytime someone has been knocked up or CC chained, 3 autos come out from Frank and they're dead. So, he's not chunking people the entire game, but he's definitely getting in the autos that they need to shred out the Emoja or the Sun Wukong, the people that are a little bit tankier when it comes to the magical damage people like Tech and Jungle. So Frank is doing a really good job, and crit just hurts, right? Crit just hurts. It just always hurts. It doesn't matter if the hunter is 3 levels down. It doesn't matter what state of the game you're in. Crit hurts. So getting the Spectrals built online for 2 members of the Mystic Sea Servants hopefully will give them a little bit of breathing room when it comes to at least Frank's damage.
Yeah. should definitely help with that. They have it for both sides of the fight. Umoja in the back line, Sun Wukong in the front line. Unfortunate pluck off the mark, going to give Likely Throne enough time to go ahead and get that that somersault cloud out and get himself to safety. But this is EFG. That Phoenix is still down. We have Oni Wave starting to push. What do you think? Should the Mystic Sea Serpents try to defend this, or should they just let it go as it appears they are?
You still have 2 Phoenixes up. I think you do have to give this. I don't think there's a world where you get to step up, especially with Diddy on this high pressure Mulan pick who is zoning immediately. Didn't even step into the fire pit once. So it would have been very tough for them to step up. If Toth gets caught out and dies, that could be the end of your game one, especially since they are going to get that EFG anyway. So at this point, it really comes down to the base defense. I don't think there was an option for them to get this EFG, but there is an option for them to put up an insane base defense.
Yeah, they have all of their ultimates available. Likely Throne the only one that doesn't. Petrify comes out immediately. Good River's Rebuke going to split this fight, keep them away from that Mulan. Going to be able to get out relatively free. Kaiba Boy going to pick up the first one. Just kidding. Lord Poseidon steals that kill. And it looks like this is not quite going to be the fight we want. Kaiba Boy falls down to H. Diddy. A lot of low health bars, but not going to be able to get everyone quite dead. Minions do go ahead and knock down that right Phoenix again. Medusa just not quite in time to defend that, and it looks like we're regrouping for a push in this mid fight. Sobek
Really?
not quite as healthy as you might want, though.
No, not at all. But good. We were talking about trades, and they were able to get the trade on the ADC. I don't think it'll matter though. Maybe it will. Sobek unable to get the Summon Kong to stay out longer. Kyber Boy was able to pick up the most important person when it comes to Fire Giants, but I don't think it's going to matter as Mama gets the left side bird. Mid bird, the only one still standing at the 34-minute mark.
Yeah, mid bird, the only thing available. Medusa does not have those beads available anymore, taken away by H. Diddy. Mammon looking for a little bit more. Great Kraken comes out, just not quite able to kill the Sun Wukong. He gets the CC immunity from the Somersault Cloud, not going to be hit by the center of it, and it looks like they might finally have to back up. But with those fire waves pushing in from the sides, it's certainly taking a little bit of attention away from this mid bird.
Absolutely. I think they just want to get this final bird knocked down. I don't think they're going to get it though. Hunbat's on the flank, back up. Itsunami also back up, but not with the team. So we'll just have to see. Ultimates are available for almost every member. The Fear No Evil is going to come out, and he will be able to solo his lane opponent. Finally, able to pick something up. Has picked off both carries off the side of Death Dealers, only leaving Tech with the fire. So great plays coming out from Kaiba.
Yeah, Kaiba certainly taking out the most potent threats for his team. However, pays for it with his life. Mulan just not going to give him any relief. Going to go ahead and knock him back down to the gray screen second time for this fight. Unfortunately, Feisty Lobster gets plucked, and that is going to be the end for his tail. River's Rebuke comes out, gets 4 members inside of it. Great River's Rebuke, but is it going to be enough to stop this aggression? Firewave starting to pour into the throne room. Will this be the end of the game? Do Death Dealers have the health bars to finish it? I'm not sure.
I don't know. The Itsunami is still full health. Probably one of the best members right now to be full health if you're going to go for this Titan. Sun Wukong is doing an incredible job, though, of going back, getting health, coming back, going back, getting health, coming back. So really good defense coming out for them right now. I don't think they're going to take it. They're going to back up again. EFG will be falling off soon. About a minute and 20 left, or not even that. Probably 20 seconds. Yeah, 20 seconds left.
It's a minute till respawn when it falls.
20 seconds left on that Fire Giant. So they are going to back up, unable to get the last bird or the Titan itself. Will get a Gold Fury, Primal Fury to be exact, off the back of it though. And will probably be backing and resetting for another EFG.
Yeah, not quite able to get what they came for. That Titan, certainly what you're looking for overall, but both side Phoenixes certainly give you plenty of pressure coming into this next EFG. They're just going to sweep the map, take everything off of it, continue to kind of shut the Mystic Sea Serpents out of the game the best they can. As we see, Savage Shine still not quite able to hit that level 20. does, finish those stacking items, but there just isn't enough farm available for them to really, finish their builds, get those relics upgraded, get those last items. So the 60 Serpents need to hold on for a long time to bring this game back.
They're definitely going to have to, there's always, like, for me, there's like a rule of 3, right? So you have to wipe them once to make sure that they don't get EFG or take EFG away from them. You need to wipe them twice to start to be able to push back out, grab towers, reset yourself up in this game. And then you'll need to wipe them a third time to secure your own fire to then get the game. But I don't think that's going to happen right now, as Death Dealers are just absolutely tearing through this EFG, making it look like a pair of normal harpies at the 2-minute mark. Gone. Fire Giant is EFG on the side of 5 members of Death Dealers as they push up to get this right side bird that's weakened.
Yeah, going to be looking for this right side bird. Medusa pushes up that fire wave on the left pretty well. Not going to be able to grab the final one, but that'll certainly give them time to at least kind of focus on this right side a little bit more. Jungle Scrub actually backing to make sure that the Medusa isn't looking for the split push might cost them a little bit in this fight as he just kind of pushes up that left lane. Sobek goes for the dash, not able to get anything. Loses a little bit of health, but EFG, Sobek, you're fine.
The sustain is definitely going to be nice. I'm just worried that if you go in too deep and the Rivers Rebuke comes down and cuts off the team, it's going to be tough to get back out, even for Sobek. 38 minutes in, but the pluck is good.
Umoja down quite low. Not quite going to fall here, however, forced back to the base. Sun Wukong uses the somersault cloud. Gets a little bit of damage off, but not too crazy. Kaiba Boy looking for Jungle Scrub over here. Not quite on the mark with the Fear No Evil, and he is going to go ahead and fall there. Without that Fear No Evil, just not able to take the 1v1 against the Mammon. And now Jungle Scrub has options. He can come into the back of this fight. He can come in from an angle. He can just regroup with his team. He has the ult available. So this should be able to win. Medusa beads mid-air, not going to avoid the pluck. Tectonics picks up likely thrown. Medusa in a little bit of trouble, putting great damage into the Mulan. Petrify comes out. River Rebuke comes out. Feisty Lobster picks up H. Diddy, finally shutting him down. Frank going to get revenge for his solo laner, though. Umoja in a great deal of trouble, going to fall before she's even able to get close to that Riptide, and this should be the game.
Should be the game, but interesting plays coming out from Death Dealers. Had to use Aegis to walk around the Phoenix. I don't think the team just has decided what they want to do. Sobek in the Fire Giant room, while other members of the Death Dealers are just backing up, going back, getting other things, I guess.
Yeah, it basically says, hey guys, we can end the game here, and his team's like, I don't know. Our Tsunami isn't full of health, Kaiba's coming up in 10 seconds. Now he's up. Probably going to just grab Tectonics real quick.
Ooh, Final Judgment does
Aegis.
get charged. Yeah, beats Aegis coming out in fear of the charge. So good job on Toth to kind of play some psychological warfare with Tech.
Sobek takes a ton of damage, making sure that Frank can knock down that mid bird. All 3 are down, but it looks like they're going to have to back off before they possibly end after getting that Oni Fury.
Yeah, tough calls. You want to make sure that you're playing safe. You don't want to throw, especially at the 41-minute mark. If your whole team dies, it does not matter how up you were the entire game. It doesn't matter how great of an early, mid, late game you had. It's gone. It's over. The other team is going to destroy that Titan. So I understand the patience-ness coming out from the side of Death Dealers, but I think Sobek was cooking. I think BC was.
I love the Sobek call. I'm calling for an in there every day as a support main.
Yeah,
support jungle. We're killing that Titan, boys. It's just Thoth. He can't kill us all if we don't stand in a straight line. We got this. But
it's
taking
true,
their time, I can certainly respect. They do have the triple Oni fire waves pushing out. Medusa again getting plucked at the start of this fight. Goes right into Jungle Scrub. That is going to take him off the map. ADC down as they start into this final defense. Sun Wukong in a great deal of danger. Just kidding. That is a clone. need to get my eyes checked. Sobek again looks for the pluck, not quite able to hit the Thoth, but there are fire waves starting to pour. Tectonic's incredibly low, going to go into the alternate timeline,
Wow.
but the whirlpool grabs Kaiba Boy while he's waiting for the respawn, and this is just a bad spot to be. That's going to be Sava Shine. Lord Poseidon picks up Tectonics. H. Diddy incredibly low, but it is not going to be enough as Death Dealers take this game number 1.
Insane, and coming out from the Death Dealers, just picking apart every member of the Mystic Sea Serpents. No one got what they wanted. Kaiba almost able to pick up Lord Poseidon in the middle of all of that, but alternate timeline baits us all again and gets him out while the Whirlpool picks him up. So just incredible game coming out from the Death Dealers. I do think that they end about 3 minutes earlier. I think they got to listen to their 6-0 Sobek a little bit more, but good job altogether. Mystic Sea Serpents, man, they had some really good plays in there. They had some good potential, some insane one-shots coming out from Kaiba to kind of keep them in this game, picking off the jungler and the ADC when they both had fire. So really good stuff coming out from both teams, but Death Dealers just came to play, and that wraps up game number 1, right?
Does wrap up game number 1. What do you think that we need to see from Mystic Sea Serpents going into this game number 2?
I almost think you have to respect Ban the Sobek, right? At this point, you just it dismantled your team. It was a menace. It constantly got beads out of Feisty, out of Kaiba, out of Poseidon sometimes when he wasn't where he should have been. Like, just the plucks were a menace, and then Diddy on the Mulan, that's crazy. 11-1, was able to pick apart their lane opponent the entire game. Was able to just walk into their team and get whoever they wanted to the entire game. 49,000 damage on the side of this Mulan. Even beat out a Toth at 41k on the side of Lord Poseidon. So I think those two are where you kind of have to start. And then, from there, kind of pick and ban around that.
Yeah, definitely a strong front line they might have to look at, and we'll see if they're able to make those adjustments when we come back for game number 2. Welcome back, everybody. I'm still Ruler, joined by Snips. How are we doing?
We're doing pretty good, man. Incredible game 1 coming off from the Death Dealers. Just insane pressure they had almost the entire game. Was able to wrap it up around the 40-minute mark, securing game 1 for themselves. But as we get into game 2, we're seeing the same bans for the most part, but we do see a Maman getting banned out. Probably a good choice. Maman able to do a lot of work for a jungle scrub in that last game. So probably a respect ban coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Great performance on the Maman for sure. We don't see a Mulan ban though. H Diddy went crazy on that, like you were talking about at the end of last game. Sobek from Beastly went pretty beastly, if I would say so. So definitely might see some repeat offenders on that front line.
Yeah, when you go 6-0 and like 22 on a support pick, do you pick another support? I would run that right back. What we'll just have to see. Final bans coming out for this first rotation. The Morgan and the Apois. Morgan again coming out in these bands makes me wonder if someone on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents has a pretty sick Morgan. Maybe Lord Poseidon has a pretty good one. So we'll just have to see as we get into first picks coming out from the side of Mystic Sea Serpents. I do believe is first pick.
Yep, as we see them, instead of targeting out that front line, they say, Frank, you cannot have your signature Izanami. Going to go ahead and snap lock that away from him, leaving up quite a few gods that we could see here from a return on Death Dealers. What are you expecting to see?
I mean, again, the Mulan and the Sobek just did incredible work for the team as a whole. So probably would want to see that. If the Itsunami is going to be taken away from Frank, maybe we see the Apollo, or maybe we see one of his other signature ADCs. We do see the Sobek come out, though. Makes sense. BC 6-0-22, as I said before. Incredible performance by him in the last game. Was absolutely a menace with the plucks. Just able to rip off beads and Aegis from so many people throughout the match. So doesn't surprise me at all that we're going to get a Sobek and a Cuckoo now coming out. Most likely going to tech in the mid lane.
Yeah, Cuckoo, following up with the same theme. Instead of a whirlpool on the ground, we have the tornado coming from the sky. Another one of those picks where, you have a big burst ultimate, still kind of immobile. You got your speed boost on the two. I mean, they're practically the same god.
Practically. One's water and one's wind, right? You just switch elements.
Yeah. Do see Surtur and Ganesha locked in. Ganesha, again, one of those gods we see a lot in the Franks League. Just so potent. And I mean, into Sobek could spell some trouble. Just, oh, you're going to go for a pluck. I'm just going to, you don't get to play the game.
Ganesha, just a really good support at making sure nobody gets to play the game. Surtur, definitely an interesting pick. Haven't seen too many Surturs, but does offer a lot of pressure in that solo lane, is able to go toe to toe with most of the warriors right now. Ultimate being able to let him proxy or be in a bad spot and get out, or even use the ultimate to start chasing down people if they get the opportunity. So interesting pickup. We'll have to see how he pilots it. X-Ball, though, coming out for Frank. X-Ball is definitely not, one of those top picked ADCs right now, but is able to do a lot of work. Autos start to hit hard towards the middle and later parts of the game. Pretty good get out as well with the dash that becomes CC immune halfway through it. So not a bad pickup. We'll have to see how Frank performs on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit different from that is Anami, doesn't have the wave clear, but certainly has the boxing pressure and, the ability to affect the entire map with that Darkest of Nights, as we see a couple more gods that are a little bit, pretty good with affecting that map with those semi-globals banned out quickly. That's going to be all three semi-global assassins banned out. On top of the Thoth, they said, you know what? You just can't have that back. Poseidon, you're not getting it. You're not gonna pelt us with those glyphs yet again.
For sure. Poseidon kind of being the person last game to show glimmers of hope. But I think glimmers of hope might be Dash as we see the dynamic duo from last game resurface on the side of Death Dealers. Mulan and Sobek both were in last game. Both did incredible jobs. 11-1 on this Mulan, 6-0 on the full tank support Sobek. So definitely want the exact same front line that they had before. Probably very excited that they got to pick up both of those gods. Scylla coming out for Poseidon. Scylla, really good mid laner. I talk about this a lot in my cast. I think that any mid laner that's played for a long time, all of them have a pocket Scylla, right? Scylla is just one of those gods that does a high amount of damage and has a relatively low skill floor, right? I do think she has a pretty high skill ceiling. You can just do so much with her dash and her 2 and her I'm a monster. So, but being able to start out with her, you land the root, you land the crush, you land the I'm a monster. That's all you got to do to win the game, right? So I really like this pickup from Poseidon. He's also ran it before and done pretty good on it. And Bassett, an unlikely jungler. Been seeing her a little bit more resurfaced. Having that potential to leap in, leap out is always high, and the fact that she has an ultimate, just really good on the side. I really like this comp a lot more than their last one.
Yeah, certainly. Do unfortunately see an Willix pick up 2 around the draft off. They have the Sobek knockup, they have the Kukulkan knockup, and then Scylla dash, that's a leap. Izanami dash, guess what? It's a leap. Bastet, another leap. I am excited to see how this Willix is able to kind of capitalize off of their ult.
Very good pickup to round out that draft for sure. Gives Jungle Scrub a lot of options when it comes to who he wants to pick out. And even if he doesn't get a knockup from his team, he has his own in his kit if need be. So could see an explosive start for this Awilix if they're able to get what they want.
Yeah, definitely can see some incredible things come out from this Willix. Definitely going to be a person of interest for sure. I mean, Bastet is certainly still strong. just has to watch out for that counter matchup. But we'll be back in just a couple of minutes as we get into this game number 2. And welcome back, everybody, as we get on into this game number 2. Death Dealers take a good game 1. Mystic Sea Serpents, though, have a good way to get into this game number 2. Certainly have a strong draft, but gonna have to worry about Jungle Scrub on this O'Willix. Other than that, though, start to see these builds come out. Nothing too out of the ordinary other than, Beasley McGrizzle foregoing the recipe, decided, I'm not going to cook today.
Sometimes you just don't want to be in the kitchen. Maybe giving himself a handicap. Maybe making sure that he doesn't actually take 6 kills from his team this time around. I don't know, but that's the play that we're making on the side of the Sobek. Like you said, everyone's starting out pretty normal on the builds. Nothing too crazy. Relic's pretty normal as well. I think we're just going to have to get into the meat and potatoes of this game to see what's going to happen between these two for game 2.
Yeah, do see a little bit of aggression coming out. The fast clear with this is Anami looking to invade it, and they do manage to steal out the purple buff. And that is going to be a big hit to Death Dealer's ability to fight on this first wave.
Really good decision making from the Mystic Sea Serpents. Knew they had the better clear with the Tsunami autos, was able to get over there and steal the purple, giving themselves a quick level 2. Still level 1 right now is the Death Dealers duo.
Yeah, certainly struggling on this first wave, so that taking a ton of damage. Thankfully, he has a little bit of healing in his kit, but on the other side of the map, we see H. Diddy again having a really strong early game with this Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan definitely has a little bit more damage than the suitor, especially in those early levels, like level 1, level 2, has an insane amount of damage to output against him. So definitely need to wait to have all 3 abilities up to start doing stuff.
Yeah, Mulan misses the pull, going to lose quite a bit of health there, sitting away on that little bit of lag after the move. But relatively even across the board. Definitely struggling in this duo lane are the Death Dealers. Just they don't have clear. Sobek X-Ball, not very good clear. Izanami Ganesha, really good clear. So going to have to be a little bit patient.
Probably going to have to wait for a jungle rotation, but the jungle rotation is actually coming in from the Mystic Sea Serpents right now. We'll have to see. The blink comes out.
Blink comes out, forces the beads off of Frank, not going to deal with that root. H. Diddy picks up first blood, going to grab himself another early solo kill on his lane opponent.
Yeah, Diddy just doing a good job, not even needing any jungle support, was able to just clean that up nicely while we watched the duo side scuffle. Really unfortunate start if you're the Mystic Sea Serpents. Don't ban away the Mulan, and now going down a kill, but maybe answers back.
Certainly possible to get an answer back here. Mulan running for her life. Will it be enough? Stun not quite coming out from the Surtur yet. Unfortunately going to be able to get out there. H. Diddy probably feeling pretty happy about that one. Get your kill,
For
you don't
sure.
die. Get the TP back to lane, no issues.
No, for sure. Just unable to pick up that kill. Really unfortunate. Was able to push him out of lane for just a second, but has that teleport online, so wasn't gone for too long. Doesn't even miss a wave. Gotta see a push out by the Basset that will drop Mulan's blue while the suitor gets absolutely picked apart. Basset's coming in for the gank though.
Yeah, Mulan in a little bit of trouble here. No abilities left. Bastet putting out a ton of damage. No mana available. Bastet should be able to clean this up. No help from the team. The tick is on, and it is going to be Kaiba Blood grabbing himself a kill. Tectonics throws the Spirit of the Nine Winds, hoping for a little bit of something. Not quite able to get it, and that is a good return from the jungler of the Mystic Sea Serpent, saying, "All right, Throne, you need some help in this lane. I got you."
Yeah,
And
really good rotation.
I just looked at something. I'm pretty sure that's fully upgraded teleport already for Surtur.
You are correct. Gonna hold off on building his tier 3 item, that breastplate, and instead we'll make sure that he has the teleport online and ready to go. Actually already has it up again at the 4-minute mark after just using it to get back to the lane and then get that Mulan kill. So already kind of paying off for them. A quick pluck, but Fiery Lobster will be out of there. Itsunami pretty safe in the early games. Probably why they picked up this X-Ball actually has a pretty good time of chasing down the Itsunami is able to get the darts on her so that she can't be invisible. The chase down with the dash, so could be seeing why they picked her up.
Yeah, definitely pretty good matchup for Shivalanke once you get into that mid to late game. Early game, obviously, you just kind of get out cleared, but once it just becomes, oh, we both clear wave nice and quick, and we're just slapping autos, he's going to do a little bit more damage there. And yeah, Feisty Lobster gets out with his life there, but does, get the beads forced off of that pluck. Certainly not having a good time.
Neither is neither is likely thrown right now. Was able to get that kill, but is already in a pretty pressured state.
Kaiba grabbing a kill onto Frank gets a good gank. Looks like it could also spell trouble for Beastly. Gets hit by the root, and it is not quite enough to get the chase. Never mind, Huntress to Vasti used. However, the jungler is here to give a little bit of help. Not going to matter, though. Beastly steps back up with his shell and unfortunately pays the price for his pride, going to go ahead and fall to the gray screen.
Yeah, really good rotation in from Kaiba Boy. Actually turns that fight on its head, able to pick up both members of the duo lane. Both Beastie and Frank will fall for that. Give it a quick little 3-0 for this Basset. Definitely a different game than game 1 for Kaiba Boy. Is able to get a little bit more pressure on the map now. Might potentially shift how this game 2 will go. Mystic. The Spirit of the Nine Winds will come out from the dragon, but unable to hit its mark. Will allow likely to get back to base to buy. So nothing really happening in the solo lane besides a little bit of jump scares on the side of the Death Dealers. Going back to a kind of neutral state, 3-1. Only about 1,000 gold up right now is the Mystic Sea Serpents.
Yeah, certainly different from game 1. At this point, we started to see Death Dealers start to grab a little bit of a lead, start to push it. H Diddy looking for a kill here. Bastet, however, is here. A little bit of a gank coming out. Ult is used, but there's just a leap from Bastet, and that is going to be another successful gank for Kaiba Boy, putting in the work on this Bastet early game. 4-0 on the cat.
4-0, just great baits coming out from Likely. Second time in a row where Mulan's kind of used everything to get Likely down to about 100 to 200 health. But after expending everything, has nothing left to fight the cat and will lose out again on his life. Basset doing a way better job of being where they need to be. Has kind of realized that if Mulan is going to take these crazy 1v1s, put herself in these spots, then they're definitely going to punish him for it. Quick ultimate coming out from Feisty Lobster. Not going to pick anything up, but now we see the gank.
Yeah, gank comes out. Izanami in a tough spot. No longer has the dash. No longer has the beads. A knockup will do it. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get it done. Izanami going to survive with their life. Down the beads, down the feather shard, but still up about a half of a level and with their life.
Yeah, very good. Definitely did not want to go down there. Would have given back the pressure to the X-Ball. Would have let him free farm a little bit. Potentially even get those Bastion shields off of the tower. So really good play, kind of, to at least make sure that they're not getting away with this game for free.
Yeah, however, Willix here for the regank, looking again for Feisty Lobster. Not able to get the knockup, unfortunately. Ult used, hoping that it went off. Going to still grab the kill. Tower not going to fire the last shot needed to get vengeance. However, Bastet is on the chase. And then it looks like Frank is in a bit of danger here. Another ability will do it. Not enough mana, though. Not enough mana, not enough cooldowns. And that is going to be 2 members getting away with next to no HP.
Yeah, was scared for a second when the pluck missed, but was able to still get out. Frank doing a good job of protecting his life, kind of just leaving in an unfortunate state. Feisty does get taken out, I do believe, at the beginning of that.
Yep,
So
gets dove
good,
under tower.
yeah, good job to Death Dealers, able to finally pick up a kill for this Awilix. 1-0 finally on the board.
Yeah, 1-0 and not terribly behind farm-wise compared to this Bastet. Both just barely finishing up their second item. Willick's not quite there, but does have a level lead, so certainly taking advantage of all of the time that Kaiba Boy is ganking to grab himself some farm.
That's exactly what you got to do. Gonna hold off as I do think the suitor is running for his life. Good bow comes out.
Runs for his life, but will it be enough? Mulan doesn't quite have the ultimate available yet. Looks like Surtur's just barely going to get away with his life. Ult taking just too long to get over there. And Bastet looking for some more. This is a Mulan with full health. Huntress of Bast off the mark as ults are exchanged. Looks like that's going to be about the end of that skirmish unless, Kaiba goes for a little sneaky regang. Kukulkan in great danger. I'm a Monster comes out. Lord Poseidon picks up Tectonics, and Mystic Sea Serpents are just off to a great start in this game.
Yeah, Tech was able to dodge out the root and the pickup from the elephant, but it just wasn't enough. I'm a Monster doing incredible damage even at the 10-minute mark, able to secure that and send Tech back to the gray screen. So good job. Yeah, Mystic Sea Serpent's really turning around this game too. This is almost what we saw last game, but for Death Dealers. So a complete 180, maybe finally picking the gods and playing the gods that they wanted to, even kind of dealing with at least this Sobek part of the equation, at least keeping the Mulan at bay with the Basset gangs 4-0, most of those deaths going to the Mulan. So pretty good job on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents to at least get into this mid game a lot stronger than last game.
Yeah, definitely having a much better early into mid game. We do see, BC not having quite as good of a time as he had last game. Not able to secure those early kills, not able to really get himself too much farm, starting to fall behind a little bit. Much the same as Frank, that duo lane just having a rough time this game.
It's always kind of on the shoulders of the losing team of game one to kind of throw away that game, pretend it didn't happen and go into game two. It can be very tough for a lot of teams, but Mystic Sea Serpent's doing a really good job of showing us that they're not out of this, that they are definitely here to compete. They want this game two, and they want to take it to a game three.
Yeah, they certainly want it. Low health bars, junglers trade ults. Hunters, they both trade their health bars. Willix looks for the kill. Bastet gets out just barely. Single auto on each of these junglers. Xbalanque looks for a little bit of something. Bastet, though, going to be the one to take that kill. Feisty
Wow.
Lobster gets out with single digit HP there. It's got to be single digit, but just barely manages. Kukulkan, unfortunately, not able to land the Spirit of the Nine Winds. Is Nami a little bit of a tough spot here. No health. Are they going to be able to get out? Unfortunately, they are. Zephyr off the mark from Kukulkan, and that is unfortunate. Feisty Lobster and Kaiba get out with absolutely no HP in a very unfortunate event for the Death Dealers.
Yeah, just very tough positioning on the side of Death Dealers. Did not know who they wanted to go after in that 2v2. Both members of Mystic Sea Serpents were very low, but just playing the walls to their advantage, was able to get abilities around the corner as the Xbalanque came around, and that kind of spelled doom for the 2v2 in its entirety, with the quick pickup on the Aerolix right after. So again, really good fighting on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents, kind of running away with this game.
Really good fighting as well. H. Diddy grabbing likely throne. Bastet using the Huntress of Bast looking to fight this Mulan, but honestly, I think Mulan could still win this fight. Yeah,
Doing
Mulan
a
damage
lot of
going
damage.
absolutely crazy. Bastet fighting into the wave, figuring out, hey, Throne, I understand why you're having so much trouble. Jungle Scrub going for the re-yank, going to grab himself a kill. finally saying, you know what, Kaiba, it's your time to go to the gray screen as he's put down for his first death. Other side of the map, though, we saw that commitment into the right lane. Mystic Sea Serpents are going to take advantage of that and go ahead and grab this Gold Fury uncontested with a great play of saying, okay, you guys are in right, we're in left, we're going to go ahead and knock down this Gold Fury.
Yeah, very good decision making. Knew that they weren't going to be able to get over to the solo lane to help out, to take out that Mulan or to help out the Basset. So picks up that Gold Fury, at least securing the gold lead for now. Was actually about even right after the Mulan picked up that double kill, and now going back to the side of the Mystic Sea Serpents, only by a little bit. But still, a gold lead is a gold lead as we hit the 15-minute mark of the game. Yeah, definitely going to have to find a way to kind of keep this Mulan down as much as possible. Don't want to let them run away. Only 2-2 right now, but showing that they have potential to now 2v1 or 1v2 is kind of scary on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression coming out here in this left lane. Looks like we might see a little 3-on-3 action. Bastet versus Awilix. Huntress of Vast is on the mark, forcing the beads off of the Awilix. That is going to kind of signal the signs to retreat. Going to go ahead and get themselves out of there. Huntress of Vast expended. Beads, a little bit longer of a cooldown though, so definitely happy with that exchange. As we see Bastet looking for more, going to dive the tower to grab Jungle Scrub, not having it. You can't survive my ult. I'll come get you after. Feisty Lobster and Savage9 also push down the tower. H Diddy again grabbing a solo kill on Likely Throne, just running away with this lead as he is just continuing to pressure out this solo lane. Other side,
That
though, Mystic Sea Serpents still going strong in that duo lane.
absolutely just doing an incredible job of keeping their lead. This Basset, that's exactly why she's so strong right now. Kind of sprouting up here and there for junglers is that potential to go in, do this insane burst of damage, and then just buy and leave, get out almost scot free. As especially when you don't have a god like Ganesha on your team on the side of the best set, unable to silence them out or keep them kind of locked down while the team decides how they're going to deal with it. Basset kind of running away with this game 6-1, right? 6-1
Yeah,
right now.
1-1, and just hit Tectonics with that Huntress of Bast, forced the beads off of him, and he's pushing in a little bit further than you might like. Low health bar, Bastet still lurking in the back. Gonna go ahead and jump over the wall, get on out of there. Cuckoo not going to survive on his own, forced to use the Aegis off the tick damage. Bastet, though, bites off more than they can chew. Kaiba the first to fall, as it looks like we might be seeing a fight over this Pyromancer in the mid lane.
Yeah, Aegis was expended, was not able to save his own life though as his fight
Yeah,
continues.
Mulan incredibly low, forced to ult out here. Sobek ulting, looking for a little bit of something. Lord Poseidon picks up HDD on this Mulan, grabs himself a double kill. Can he make it 3? Noah Willix jumps out. Suku gets him out of danger, going to get him away from the monster that is this Scylla. However, that is Mystic Sea Serpent's Pyromancer.
Yeah, really great engage from Mystic Sea Serpents, able to pick up 2 for just Kaiba. Is able to secure the Pyro, does lose a T1 in left to Frank, but almost want to take that trade. Now heading back to the beacon.
Yeah, Tectonics hoping to get that beacon, but not going to be enough time. He sees 3 members. He knows that he is no longer welcome. Looking to just get those tornadoes out there, maybe get a little bit of poke for his team to possibly be able to follow up on. But the 60 Serpents knock down the Stygian Beacon, and Bastet is looking for more.
Yeah, Basset
Jumping
landing
in
pretty much.
on the 2 backliners could be biting off more than they can chew. Huntress of Bast hits the Kukulkan. However, Mulan hits a great pull, and that is going to force Kaiba Boy back to the gray screen. Great early game, but it seems like he's just having trouble getting his picks in these fights now.
Yeah, Kaiba really needs to wait for the team to come in and give him a little bit more of a distraction before he's able to come in and do what he needs to do, kind of trying to take these can I get the kill before the entire team circles me. Hold that thought, though, as Jungle Scrub gets eliminated as well, tries to go in on that Sella and pays for it with his life.
Yeah, pays for it with his life, but his life also zoned them off of that Gold Fury, going to be able to grab that objective off the map and continue to keep their lead. They're still not able to really build it up as much as they might like, still sitting at about, 1,000, 1,200. So not quite as much as we were seeing in the last game with the death dealers, but just slow and steadily building that up.
And sometimes slow and steady is what will win you the race. The game does not have to get decided at the 19-minute mark. Building that lead and building those wins to kind of take the game away, explode in that late game team fight is all that you need to do, especially with, gods like Scylla, like Itsunami, both gods that want to get to that late game, have all of their items online before they start really just like chunking people down. So still have a ways to go in this game, but it's looking really good for the Mystic Sea Serpents right now.
Yeah, certainly looks good for the Mystic Sea Serpents. Again, not a commanding lead, but a lead nonetheless. They're up in kills, they're up in gold, they're probably feeling pretty good. And
for sure,
nothing too crazy coming out of these builds as well. Anything you see that catches your eye?
No, not really. Going with more standards build this game. Last time we saw some spicy stuff come out from Frank, Devos into Aussie. This time we're just going to see the
Nope,
normal.
Frank still has it. Devos Aussie, baby.
Oh, I'm looking at Tsunami because that's who we played last game. I'm so silly. Yeah, interesting build coming out from Frank. Death's Temper. Actually, I'm going to hold that.
Oh my
thought.
God! 4-man Spirit of the Nine Winds comes out. Tectonics puts out an incredible amount of damage. Is Tsunami going to be the next to fall? Peacefully Grizzle getting himself back on the board. Scylla forced to use the Ama Monster to get out with their life. However, Willix will be taking that one down. H. Diddy does not care that you're a monster, as Frank is just not even in this fight going to be getting his value off of split pushing that Phoenix down in the left lane, and all of a sudden, Death Dealers go from down 2,000 to up 3 off of the back of an amazing fight. They knock down towers, they get a Phoenix. All of a sudden, this is Death Dealers' game.
Yeah, blink and you would have missed it. 4 members of the Mystic Sea Serpents go down while Frank split pushes, gets the Phoenix, and they're securing a T2 in mid, probably going back to reset up for that fire. Crazy team fight coming out, just pick into pick into pick. And now you see a 4-3 Awrelix and a 5-3 Mulan on the side of Death Dealers.
Yeah, definitely a couple high kill members on the board, but Tectonics is the MVP of that fight for sure. Lands the full range 4-person Spirit of the Nine Winds. Bastet trying to use the Huntress of Bass to go ahead and maybe catch somebody off guard on that pyro, maybe steal it. Not quite able to. Gets out with their life though. Diddy not going to be able to follow that up.
Yeah, goes for the ultimate, tries to scare the Basset, but unable to hit it. No worries though. Was able to pick up the Pyromancer, and again has gone from about 12k down to about 5k up in the span of about a minute, 2
They were
minutes.
1,200 down, not 12k down. This
Yeah,
is a close game.
Whoa, 1,200 down and goes up to 5k. Just insane plays coming out from Death Dealers to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, definitely. Back into the game might be an understatement. They're now in the driver's seat. They have the best Phoenix down. They're looking at a Gold Fury. They're looking at a Fire Giant. Those fire waves in left are certainly going to start being an issue pretty soon. And what do you think the Mystic Sea Serpents need to do to regain their footing and get back into this game?
They definitely don't want to throw away any more of a lead around this Fire Giant if they can't step up properly to it. They just need to, do what they were doing before, right? Catch out that person trying to overextend. They've been catching out the Mulan a lot, trying to overextend for the solo laner. Ooh, unfortunate grab.
Yeah. Is Nami going to be caught by that gravity surge trying to dash over the wall? That is the problem with this Awilix. Both of those backliners are susceptible to that, using their movement to try to escape, and Feisty Lobster taken off the map before any real fighting is going to be an issue. Gold Fury falls for the Death Dealers, and they continue to grow their gold lead.
Yeah, very tough situation for the Mystic Sea Serpents. Kind of getting pushed back even farther. Would assume we're about to go for this Fire Giant pull on the side of Death Dealers. Looking to just, as you said, take this driver's seat and drive away with this game.
Yeah, certainly. At the pace they're going, they could certainly drive away from this like they're in a Bugatti. Getting the pedal to the metal here. Frenzy used to make sure that this burns before any real contenders can get there. Spirit of the Nine Winds used a little bit early, not going to be available for the secure. However, likely thrown, not able to get into the air fast enough to pose a threat to steal. That is a Fire Giant onto 4 members, and this is a scary position to be in if you are the Sea Serpents.
Yeah, very, very quick flip of the game. Now finding themselves in a defense-like position. You know, this was exactly what it looked like in game one at the 25-minute mark. But if you actually watched this game too, your eyes would have been deceived. Literally blink, and their lead was gone, their towers were gone, and a left side Phoenix also gone. Fire Giant on the side, as you said, of 5 members of Death Dealers as they push up this right side. Taking out that Titan first. Gonna have Titan pressure as they push up with Fire Giant. Probably the best position you want to be in a Fire Giant siege is the Death Dealers.
Yeah, left Phoenix does respawn. Another fire wave is incoming though, so going to have to deal with that. Is going to leave them a member down, possibly into this fight on the right side. It looks like not too interested in pushing with this Titan. Going to just kind of sit around, make sure they get to spend their gold before they look for another fight.
Want to make sure that they're probably in the best position that they can be. Titan would have been a good push, but once they go back, spend all the gold, get those items online, start selling those recipes for those tier 3 items. So I definitely get it. Again, you know, if it was me, I probably would have called for a little bit more, but playing it safe, going back, getting items. They were in an interesting spot only about 5 minutes ago. So I get that they want to take this lead nice and slow.
Yeah, definitely one of those situations where I'm saying, nah, we're taking that right bird with our Titan, but they're just not feeling it, and that's okay. You can play safe, you can slowly grind out the game, and you can win just fine. So definitely good calls from them saying, we don't need to rush this. We have time. We can make this work. What can't make it work
Absolutely.
is Surtur forced to ult away as he sees the members starting to collapse on him. Right tier 2, looking to go down pretty quickly. Falls pretty quickly. I mean, that barely lost any health to that. Still looking at about 80%. And it looks like we're going to see a nice little fight coming out here on the right side of the map. Bastet takes a good amount of poke, but so does this Sobek, looking at about half health already. Not sure how they're going to be able to push in here. Mystic Sea Serpents don't have quite as well of a defense as they did in game number 1, but still tough when your frontliner is already starting to feel a little hurt.
Yeah. Also, level 17 to level 20 down in levels is one of your frontliners. You never want to be below.
Hold that thought as Frank is in a tough position. H. Diddy able to get over in time to help him out. Surtur on the mark, though. Kaiba Boy going to pick up Frank, and that should at least delay what they're able to do. Diddy able to get revenge for his ADC. Kaiba Boy falls down. Surtur in also a really tough position, getting chased down in this mid Phoenix. Not going to be falling quite yet, and it looks like these Phoenixes might be safe for just another minute.
Yeah, Kaiba doing what Kaiba needed to do last game in this game as well. He is going to trade out his life to take out the Hunter with Fire Giant on himself. Probably one of the better members to get if you're going to trade your life away.
Yeah,
It's actually going
definitely
to.
good target priority coming out from Kaiba saying, hey, you can't really kill Phoenixes if you don't have a guy that autos Phoenixes. Takes out the right member, and Death Dealers are just going to have to say, got me this time. Gonna go ahead and grab themselves a Primal Fury as they continue to keep their pedal to the metal, keeping their gold lead intact.
Starter looking for the steal is up in the air.
Yeah, good drop comes out from the Death Dealers, not going to risk the 50-50. They do go ahead and grab it after the Surtur lands down. Spirit of the Nine Winds not going to be able to catch out Feisty Lobster as he makes his escape. And that sets them, back into a relatively even map position. Certainly not even in the gold department, but there's no more Phoenix down, so they are going to be able to make a 5v5 defense on this next Fire Giant.
Sobek able to pull out the beads though from the Itsunami is very important. Gonna leave her defenseless as this fire giant comes back up if they decide to take the 5v5 fight around it. So again, the Sobek just being a menace, just being able to take away relics from different gods within the Mystic Sea Serpents lineup is going to just give them those tiny leads, like we were talking about earlier, tiny leads that snowball into big victories, right? So gonna have to look out to see how the Itsunami plays around without the beads. Kind of a split push coming out right now from the Itsunami. Is able to get the tower before the teleport comes through, though. Cuckoo kind of on the chase.
Yeah, Cuckoo on the chase, not going to be able to get too much done here, I don't think. Not really able to catch up even with his speed boost. Good Zephyr comes out, gets about half health off the Izanami, but Dash comes out, and that is going to spell the end of that little chase. Surtur forced into the ult, incredibly low, takes him out of the fight. Do you see Kaiba Boy looking to go nice and deep to get a good rotation off onto the back of this fight, but without his team members being up there, it's going to be hard for him to look for any sort of dive.
For sure. Death Dealer is able to push away the Mystic Sea Serpents. Walking back towards his fire, I think they're going to pull it. They are.
Yeah, Frenzy popped, no real steal in the area. The only hope is this Bastet. Kaiba Boy thinking about it, not going to be able to get it though. Uses the blink, not able to get the steal. Good Gravity Surge comes out, Bastet pulled back in, and that is going to be Kaiba Boy's death as they grab this enhanced fire giant and start to push down.
Once Aerolix is ahead, man, every dash is a death sentence, and that's exactly what happened to the Basset. Also followed up by the Ganesha, just unable to get away as any member of the side of Mystic Sea Serpents, all falling outside this Phoenix right now.
3 down already is certainly scary. Backliners are left. Diddy looking to force them off, making sure they can get those Phoenixes uncontested. Willix takes quite a bit of damage. Scylla beads Aegis forced. No relics available. Izanami has the beads. Scylla forced into the I'm a Monster, getting a little bit of crowd control. Good!
Ooh.
I'm a Monster grabs 2 members, 3 members down. Will it be enough? As it is, great. I'm not great I'm a Monster. Great root into crush combo there. Hits both members. That is going to spell the end for this push. Alternate timeline used, however, Scylla just going to get that nice quick re-kill. And Mystic Sea Serpents weather the storm, they survive, but their Titan is not healthy. But I mean, they take down 4 members.
Yeah, Poseidon putting on probably one of the best Titan defense shows I've seen yet in this Walker division. Just saying, no, our game is not over yet. It has not been written in stone yet. They're going to continue. They're going to keep trying. On Beacon right now, actually, kind of pushing out, trying to get as much as they can. They did lose their right side bird, but it is the one closest to the fire giant. So of all the birds to lose, that's the least important on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents. But for the Death Dealers, it is still a bird down, giving more pressure to their team.
Yep, do see a little bit of a pause here. Unfortunately, we are a little behind on the game, so able to fast forward through this just a little bit. Let's take a look at the builds while we wait. Anything you seeing that you like, you dislike, things that you could say, maybe.
I just don't really understand the double lifesteal coming out on the side of Frank. I just think that Devos with crit is more than enough, especially at the 32-minute mark. 1 camp and you're back up to full. Would probably like to see a little bit more pen in his build, maybe a dominance or the Xe to give him a little bit more shred. I know that they're in a favorable position. They are winning, but that is more damage, especially when you have to churn through a full tank Ganesha and pretty much a full tank Surtur as well, besides the Bluestone. So would love to see that. Besides that, everything looks pretty standard. Alternate timelines and Book of Toast on the side of the mages. Supports going pretty standard stuff. Actually would have loved to seen a heroism come out from the Ganesha, just because if the Sobek is going to pluck somebody, would love to see a shield come out.
Hold that thought. As a fight breaks out, getting a little bit too big for their britches, they're going to try to knock down this tier 2 in mid, and it is going to cost them their their support. Savashine relegated to the gray screen. Sobek looking for a little bit more, not quite in range of the Surtur though. Pluck off the mark, and that is going to, be the time for them to back off. Go ahead and grab this Oni. Unfortunately, Mystic Sea Serpents say, we have time, we have time. And they did in fact not have time. Kaibaboy looking to get into this fight, looking to find a little bit of something. Fighting the Awilix, both both junglers low. Death Dealers do manage to go ahead and secure that out. Bastet not quite dead to the Crusher. Goes for the blink out, but there are so many members hunting. Shouldn't be possible for this Bastet to get out at this point. Sobek going to go ahead and miss the pluck. Jungle Scrub going to head and pick that one up. Probably thanking his lucky stars that Beastie finally missed a pluck so he can get himself a kill.
BC tried to go for that next kill, that next secure. Not a steal. Secure. Just wanted to make sure that Kyber did go down. Basset's pretty slippery. Would not want to be the reason why a Basset got out because I decided not to pluck her. So I totally get that. Good chase down on the side of Death Dealers. Now looking to pick up this left side Phoenix.
Yeah, picking up is the Jungle Scrub, grabbing the Gravity Surge onto the Surtur, relegating him to the gray screen as well. And this is going to be a 3v5 for this left side bird. Never mind Jungle Scrub saying, I'm not going to risk it. Lord Poseidon, he's pretty cracked. I'm not going to deal with him one-shotting me with a crush with this Scylla.
Yeah, Scylla putting on a clinic earlier was able to defend the Titan itself from going down, making this game a quick 2-0. Now trying to defend these Phoenixes. Does get grabbed.
Spirit of the Nine wins off the mark, and that is going to spell the end of H. Diddy's health bar. Gets out with his life, but no health. Frank not quite able to get what he wants on that left side, and I agree, he could definitely use some more pen. I don't think triple lifesteal is what you need. Has the Death's Embrace as well, 3 healing items, so I'd love to see some pen for him to actually shred through these towers.
Yeah, even I would even have gotten Death's Temper for the attack speed. It's definitely an interesting build, right? You have a lot of cooldown in there. The Death's Embrace is also giving you cooldown on the autos itself, so a lot more darts, a lot more dashes, a lot, so the build. I see what he's cooking. I just don't know if I like the smell of the dish.
Yeah, certainly, not a 5-star Michelin. Huntress of Bast also missed there, going to make it a little bit harder for the Mystic Sea Serpents to defend, but there's no EFG on the side of this Death Dealers team, so it is going to be tough for them to actually get a successful push onto this Phoenix. Sobek loses quite a bit of health there. Spirit of the Nine Winds not quite able to connect. However, it buys them just enough space to knock down this Phoenix yet again. Sobek in a tough spot. Diddy looking for a little bit more. Izanami just barely able to get out. Mulan is going to pay for their sins, taken down by Likely Throne. I'm a Monster comes down onto Tectonics. Akist out, unfortunately. However, Kaibaboy is here. Lord Poseidon picks up yet another kill. Frank knocks down Kaibaboy, and it looks like maybe this is a good fight for the Sea Serpents. Hard to say, though. I mean, they lose their Phoenix. Are they going to be able to, push out a little bit more, grab themselves the EFG, and continue on this game?
That's exactly what I want to see right now come out from the Mystic Sea Serpents. You need to get something. Fire Giant being the biggest objective. Maybe you just push down the right side and get the T1, hopefully a tier 2. That's what we need to see right now. I told you the three wipes, right? The first wipe, was the Scylla on the Titan defense. The second wipe was there. Now they're pushing up. They're getting some objectives, and I think we need to see a third wipe before they're able to take this game back.
Yeah, still though, again, going to be able to get themselves back in this game a little bit. Looking for this tier 2 tower in the solo lane instead of the EFG might spell them a little bit of trouble. I don't know that they'll really have time to be able to grab this now. Every member back up on the Death Dealers. Looks like they're going to go ahead and at least attempt it. Burning pretty quickly. only really have Frank from accounting in the area. Never
Shooter
mind.
up in the
H
air.
Diddy teleports in, goes for some great disruption, and it looks like this might get picked up by the Death Dealers. Scylla does have I'm a Monster. Cuckoo has Spirit of the Nine Winds. 2 down already, though, on the side of Mystic Sea Serpents, taking down the ADC. However, Kaibawe able to pick up Jungle Scrub, his opposition, getting back into the backline, taking a ton of health off of Frank from accounting. Bastet beads forced. HDD a little bit off the mark with the pluck. And this Bastet is dancing around the fight, but it is not going to be enough. Frank gets out with his life. EFG yet again on the Death Dealers. And this is a very scary position to be in. Those are a lot of long death timers. Looking at 30 seconds until the duo lane is back. 50 seconds until your jungler is back. And Frank, none of that damage matters. He has, 3 ways to get that back up. Bink, bonk, boom, all look. Went from a quarter to 3/4.
Yeah, exactly. And Jungle Scrub did go down for that, but will be back up in 17 seconds. And with 3 minutes still left on this fire giant, it's going to give them plenty of time to be able to push something down 5 men strong.
Yeah, certainly going to be able to start pushing this down. And I mean, it's going to be hard to defend. Kaiba Boy still down for about 15, so he should be up about in time for this Phoenix defense. Still going to have to deal with those firemen on the right side, though. So definitely not clear cut who's going to be able to win this. I mean, Lord Poseidon has been going absolutely insane on these defenses, so it's really anybody's game.
For sure. I really want the Death Dealers to really split focus here. Wait for those fire waves to come in through right. Send someone to mid just to scare them. But never mind, they're just going to forget what I'm saying and push in for this Phoenix.
Yeah, they push in for the Phoenix, but it looks like they might lose their mid laner for it. No, alternate timeline saves. Tectonics gets out with his life, and that is really unfortunate. Kaiba Boy paying the price for not being able to secure the kill after after the alternate timeline. Still low health bars coming out on the side of Death Dealers, not able to push forward as much as they might like into this mid lane. Phoenix on the right, though, incredibly low, about 1 auto left before it goes down. Ganesha going to get hit by the gravity surge, pulled in. That is going to be a kill. Lord Poseidon, however, looks for blood. Will he be able to get it? Monster takes 1, but is not able to get the reset on the Sobek. However, great root comes out, puts Sobek to no HP. Kukulkan in a very rough spot as well. Tectonics picks up Fiery Lobster with a tornado, though, and that is so unfortunate. Is he going to be able to get away from Likely Throne? And he is
Wow!
not, but he is able to trade with the Spirit of the Nine Winds. Only Lord Poseidon remains, but he is enough to deter with Beastly McGriddle so low.
I really want Frank to get us a stat for how many jugglers have lost their life to alternate timeline. Like, I want that. I just want to see how many jugglers have risked it for the biscuit only to discover that the mage had an Uno reverse card in their pocket the entire time.
Yeah, Uno reverse card certainly doesn't feel good. Another thing that doesn't feel good is the Death Dealers being able to grab another Pyromancer, going to bring their bomb count up to 2. Duo laners with those bombs. Frank going to have a little bit of a harder time getting to place it, but still going to be just fine. Minions starting to pour in from both sides too, going to give them a little bit of trouble to deal with, but realistically, the Death Dealers are just gonna wait for this EFG, wait for this Oni Fury, and then finally push in to end the game afterwards.
That is definitely going to be the goal, but will they be able to do it? Poseidon doing such an incredible job of defending each and every time. It's going to make this really hard for the Death Dealers. Definitely not going to let them win for free.
Yeah, I mean Titan at half health, but Lord Poseidon 9-1 on this Scylla. Like you cannot understate what he has done this game. Bastet in a little bit of a tough spot, but HDD not able to quite get as much as he wants. Actually loses a bunch of health. Dodges the Huntress of Bast, though. Still getting chased down by 2 members. Bastet in a little bit of a rough spot. Unfortunately, HDD off the mark with the grab, not going to be able to continue. However, X-Ball ult is forced. Darkest of Nights comes out, and this bird is going to go down with a quickness. Good Dharmic Pillars actually blocking some of the autos from the X-Ball, giving them a little bit more time. However, they are still pushing forward. Ganesha extremely low, going to be the first one to fall to Tectonics'. But again, Lord Poseidon gets the kill with the I'm a Monster. Gets another kill. That is 2 for this mid laner. However, he is in a rough spot. Willix looking for more. Good root comes out, but it is not enough. Willix still chasing out. They don't need to push into this Titan. They have plenty of minions to do it for them. They just need to stop the Mystic Sea Serpents from being able to get back to defend. Likely Throne going to pick up a jungle scrub, and it looks like this game is not over yet. Lord Poseidon again puts on a clinic on this defense, goes absolutely crazy. However, it looks like he will pay for his life. Sobek, along with that fire wave, is going to be too much for him to escape.
Poseidon just deciding that this was his him moment. He was not giving up. He literally is able to arm a monster one and then rotate into another and then just goes on the chase of his life. But it just I don't know.
Looks like we might have gone a little bit back in time. Gonna be able to watch that fight yet again. See Lord Poseidon doing way too much work for no good reason. Look at him go. Just incredible. Gets out just barely, and Sobek just able to pick that up.
Even allows Likely to pick up 2 kills of his own just off the cleanup of the Scylla. Lawn and Jungle were just unable to get away in the end after taking so much damage from the Scylla on the Shades. Just this Lord Poseidon, man, just showing us that no team is ever out.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, time and time again, we see places where I'm like, oh, the game's over, and then no, Poseidon knocks out 2, sets the teammates up for success after the death, and 3 Phoenixes might still be down, but they are certainly not quite out yet.
Definitely not out. Titan is at half, though, unable to gain HP back until Phoenixes are back up. So, Mystic Sea Serpents in a really, really crippling position still, but not out of it. Fire Giant is going to get started, though, by the Death Dealers. I don't expect a come up by the Mystic Sea Serpents electing to defend these fire waves right now.
Yeah, 3 birds down. It's not the time to go ahead and defend this. You need all hands on deck if you even have a chance of bringing this game back. And again, I think you're right on the money. I think a couple more wipes and they can end the game, but they needed that one just to stay alive. The next one's going to get them back even, and they're going to need a third one to just end this game out.
It's going to be a tough, tall order, but they might still be able to do it. We're getting to that 44-minute mark. Mentals are usually, at their limit right now. One team fight could honestly decide it even now. If they're able to get themselves in a good spot when they do wipe out the Death Dealers, could just end the game, taking down. There's only a T2 left standing on the side of Death Dealers. It's not like they have a completely unbroken base. So could happen, but we are stepping up right now. 5 strong with EFG on the left side.
Yeah, 5 strong with the EFG. Izanami already loses half of their health. Mulan looking for more. Relics are forced. Sobek on the chase. Good pluck brings them back. Not quite dead yet, though. Might trade themselves out. Actually, Sobek is the one to fall there. And Lord Poseidon again grabs another kill. And again, bad-looking team fight into a good-looking team fight off the back of Lord Poseidon. However, there are Oni fire waves starting to push down in 2 lanes. Titan is marching down the middle. This is still a tough position to defend from if you are Mystic Sea Serpents, even with your numbers advantage.
Going to take all the effort that they have to make sure that they don't get accidentally game ended by this Titan or by the 3 members still standing of the Death Dealers. EFG is still...
No. Look at the fire minions! Look at the...
Fire minions are
minions. They're going to be in the base as soon as that Titan dies.
The Titan
as soon as that Titan dies, they're going to be on it, though. This is terrifying. Titan falls down. Will the Winions take it? It's a full Oni Fire Wave, and they are
Scylla
pelting
is
this Titan.
backing, but they're not letting them get back. Itsunami does dash back even farther. They are going to get back in time, but the Titan is now at a quarter health.
That is terrifying. Those Oni Fire Waves do way too much damage to that Titan. They do go ahead and knock down that mid bird.
Oh!
They need to be pushing in now. Shibalanke looking to get in there to end this game out. Kukulkan with the trade with the alternate timeline. Amazing play comes out. Frank forced out. He's going to fall to the gray screen. The Titan is low, but it is not dead yet. And again, the Mystic Sea Serpents are just barely able to hang on.
Poseidon is down right now. This could be the key thing that Death Dealers need. Even only 3 members up still could do a lot here if they're able to get in. Gets a good bow to start things off. Just insane plays coming out from Poseidon, but gets got by the alternate timeline once again. Lets Cuckoo get back up, and the ultimate button was already pressed, so Scylla's life was gone. Still 30 seconds left on the Scylla respawn as they come in.
Marching in, looking to end this game whether they like it or not. Willick's coming in on the back end. Bombs are dropped, and they're just not able to defend. The brute force comes out from the frontliners to knock this into a 2-game set. Mystic Sea Serpents hang on as long as they can, not able to quite come back.
Unfortunately not, but that Poseidon gameplay on the Scylla was top-notch. 12, 3, and 5 is a pretty good slash line to have if you're going to lose the game. Just incredible combos coming out from Scylla, making sure that nobody had a fun time getting that game ended. But it does go the way of Death Dealers. Does 2-0 the Mystic Sea Serpents, but if you watch those games back, it was not an easy road for the Death Dealers.
Yeah, you look at the end page, you see like, a 20k gold difference. It wasn't close. That was a close game. Until 20-25 minutes, that game was within 1,200, 1,500 gold.
Yeah.
Just great performance from the Mystic Sea Serpents. They overstep in one single fight, and they just get put into a hole that they're just not able to overcome. Great plays coming from both teams, however. Other than that, though, we're going to be wrapping it up. Clean 2-0 from the Death Dealers. Tomorrow we will be back. Should be an 8 p.m. set. Make sure to set your calendars, set your clocks, get that alarm ready, and we will be seeing you guys again tomorrow.